Greetings, everyone, and welcome to episode 26 of the Analog Allies show. A little bit of a different start time, times two, but you know what? Things happen. We got a whopping 4 people in the house, and that's all that really matters. You know, whether it's 4 people or 40 people, that's all that really matters. Apologies for last week. I did not have a very good Thursday, and to be perfectly honest with you, I started drinking Hogan beers very early in the day, and I was kind of drunk, and I was just like, no. I also had some things going on, but everything is cool now. Well, cool enough now. Big shout outs to everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining us at this early start time. This is not a Josie show. Josie's not on this show. I'm RGT85, joined sometimes by Brett.
I'll be right back. Sorry,
but Brett's not here with us. Brandon Christian, RIP Charlie Kirk. God bless RGT. Member for 37 months. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate you. Jazzman, member for 33 months. Love these early starts. Hope Dad is doing well. I mean, I don't know if I'd use the word better, but you know, a little bit better. You know, there is progress. After Brett's not here, so I'll go ahead and say it because I got to talk about something. So Thursday we had a very uncomfortable conversation, and then Thursday night, he went to the ER because he wasn't feeling very well, and so that kind of compounded everything. But he's been at home. His nurse has been taking care of him. We talked about our conversation that we had on Thursday. And so, you know, it is what it is. You know, he's got some things, additional things, beyond just the physical aspect to work on now. So, you know, it's not easy per se, and it's not something that I'm really well equipped to deal with. But we'll work it out, man. We'll figure everything out. And in the end, everything will be all right. Shout outs to Sean G for gifting 1 stash membership. And that membership went to Majora. Shout outs to Scott Woodford, member for 35 months. I'm stoked for this show. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday to you, Scott Woodford. It's great to see some support early on in the stream. Let's keep that momentum going, guys. All right, we could do an RGT tries it of the Fanta Zero Sugar Orange Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know why Five Nights at Freddy's is on my Zero Fanta Orange Sugar, but Orange Sugar.
Orange Sugar.
But it is. But yeah, so we are back. We're doing, if you're wondering about Game and Talk, we're actually doing that tomorrow night. Josie won't be there. Sorry. But Josie will be there on Saturday to do the Spawn cast because obviously we'll have lots of stuff to talk about. And we have lots of stuff to talk about today. What's up, Brian? But yeah. So before I guess we talk about direct stuff, because that seems to be the major talking point of this week, Brett, is there anything you would like to discuss that has happened? It could be within the past 2 weeks because we weren't here last week.
I mean, I was going to say if we wanted to give little mini predictions for the rumored state of play that we're going to get and for Tokyo Game Show with Xbox.
What state of play? Dude, I'm so tired of these fucking state of play.
It's apparently a rumored state of play. Just saying.
You just got one.
Yeah, but it was just Hitman.
It was GoldenEye. What are you talking? Or 007?
I mean, we were both wrong. But yeah, I mean, I meant 007.
It was 007, man.
But it was Hitman with Uncharted action. That's what it is.
That I don't know, man. People seemed really excited for that game, and I will play it, but I don't know how I feel about that game. It didn't seem very. Cool. You know what it reminded me more of, more so than a James Bond game. It reminded me of Mission Impossible on the N64. Did you ever play that?
Mission Impossible N64? No.
it was a very blurry game. And even at like when you play it on an emulator, it's still pretty blurry. But there was like the whole scene at like the party, which is like the Hitman's, esque scene. That's actually right out of a level from Mission Impossible. And when I rented that game, it was the second level. I was blown away by that level because you have to crack someone to the bathroom, knock them out when they're in the bathroom, use a face scanner, scan their face in order to get like further into the level and do the missions. And I definitely got a lot of vibes of that level in the game. And like that's how that game was. There was action segments, there were stealth segments, this, that, and the other. So
This is in some ways making up for the Perfect Dark cancellation.
no.
The mix of tech and action. I don't know. I'm still pissed about that.
Yeah, everyone talking about
that's something we could talk about. That it was almost picked up by Rockstar, I think.
Oh, I don't know how much I believe that though. I feel for all of you having to wake up at 6 a.m. This is why I say East Coast, Beast Coast, because my ass will wake up at 8:45 and stroll down here to the basement. I will not be streaming it. I don't like to stream it because I would rather make a video and I jot down my notes, catalog the games that are there and stuff like that. Since this is, I saw Dr. Phil ask, why is it so big? Or why is it a big direct? Oh yeah, we could talk about that too, Albo. Because it's an hour long, and that is the longest direct ever that was not involving like a console or something like that. This is an hour. I'm going to assume and hope and pray about video games. I don't need movie stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like there might be some movie stuff.
I think so for sure. With wasn't there something that just leaked about the title of the next movie?
I don't care. I don't
Super
care.
Mario Galaxy movie.
It's very hard for me to care. Like
I'm saying like that's why I think it's going to be in this direct because of that just came out.
It's fine. We're talking too much direct.
Yeah.
Let me touch on the Acclaim stuff. So remember last time we were on, we talked about Acclaim and how I said, what did I say? This is not the Acclaim that you're used to. This is Acclaim that's publishing indie games. That's what I said, correct?
Yep.
Guess what the Acclaim event was?
A bunch of indie games.
It was a bunch of fucking indie games that no one has ever heard of before. And the chat, that's how I knew there was a barometer of something going wrong here, because the chat and like the countdown timer, they're like, oh man, we're gonna get Revolt, Legends of WrestleMania is gonna be back, Turok 4 is gonna be here, and I'm like, oh no, these people do not realize what is going to happen, what they are in for with this event. And sure enough, and no slight to indie games or anything like that. There's a lot of indie games that I enjoy. I just think the problem is that people were expecting something completely different. And here's if I could tell Acclaim to go back in time and do one thing differently. They did a teaser for this event, and the teaser was CRT TVs showing off like Mortal Kombat and NBA Jam, like very distorted and shit like that.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why people thought shit like that was going to be there. Classic IPs. When you really think about it, Acclaim went bankrupt. They lost pretty much everything. So this is a fresh start. And then like it started out Stefan, I can do that. I can do that right now. Amazing is subjective. Okay. I'll give you two right here. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. These were staples of my childhood. And then I could do WrestleMania, the arcade game as well. That was an Acclaim game. Turok 1, fucking banger. I love that game. Turok 1 is why I got an N64. I wanted Mario 64, but when I got my N64, Turok had just came out, And I was like, yo, I need that. And that was, I remember my grandparents were actually visiting, and it was a joint gift from my grandparents and my parents. Maximum Carnage was Acclaim. But it's not the same Acclaim anymore. And like that NBA Jam light game, like Albo's talking about, like I think if they would have done an NBA Jam art style with that game instead of like the heavy pixel, like 2 centimeter looking basketball players, it would have been a lot more attractive. I still don't know if that has a license or not, or if they're just like,
what's it called?
The basketball game?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It was something weird too. It had like a really weird name. Basketball
Classics.
Yeah. Like look at the box art for it. And then like the box art looks weird as fuck. Like what are the faces in the background?
Dude.
And then why is everyone like an ant?
They look tiny on the court, like really small.
There is that double dribble aspect of it. First off, it's already available on Steam. This game came out on, oh, holy shit, I didn't even know this. This game came out on Steam in 2019.
Oh my God, it's this old.
Oh, but wait a second. Ian Ferguson with a quote from the Completely Unnecessary Podcast is on here. Hold on, let me bring this up. That's an interesting quip to have on there. Ian Ferguson, Completely Unnecessary Podcast, the retro sports game I've always wanted. Like, look at how tiny these things are. And I saw someone say
small.
Double Dribble. Doobie Blaze said it's Double Dribble. Double Dribble sprites were bigger than this, bro. Like, this is kind of very Double Dribble-esque. But, like, the players and stuff. Like, it's obvious they don't have a license for teams because that's why they're using... What's up, Pickle Rick? That's why they're using city names. But, like, when you look at some of the pictures of the players, like, it's them. Like... I can't really get a good one that I easily recognize here, of course, but maybe I'll see something. Okay, that's John Stockton right there. That's John Stockton. That's Peja Stojakovic. All right, this is Peja Stojakovic from the Sacramento Kings. This is John Stockton from the Utah Jazz. But does it just look like them? Or are there names in the game and the character like a Fire Emblem, or not Fire Emblem, a Fire Pro Wrestling thing? In Fire Pro Wrestling, they would change up the characters' names and they would change their attires a little bit to get around stuff.
I can't get over how small these characters are. And look how short the hoop looks.
Oh, I didn't even really notice that.
Looks like it's like 4 feet tall and they're like toddlers.
Danielle Valerani. Ani. I think it's Ani. With a $4.99 donation. Thank you so much for that. It's some good support, guys. Let's keep the support going. Let's keep the momentum, and we'll crush those goals. Do an RGT tries it. But, like, I just have questions. I have questions about this. Like, this is creepy. Put some eyes on there. Like, what are you doing?
I just looked up Double Dribble, and yeah, they're definitely bigger in Double Dribble.
Dude, I used to play Double Dribble like crack cocaine back in the day. I loved that game. Like, I'm not trying to knock this game. See, like right here, it says decades.
How small they are.
Decades of rosters with 175 plus teams. What rosters? You know, I think that is Dorisburg. And like, even like, hold on. Let's see if the video shows anything different. Okay, wait. I can already identify someone. That's Jarrett Allen from the Nets, and they showed D'Angelo Russell as well. Right there. That's D'Angelo Russell. But is it D'Angelo Russell? Is it really D'Lo? Because I don't think D'Lo is getting paid for this. He's the point guard, once again, for the Nets. Like, I don't get it. I do not understand this. And look at this.
Hey, honestly, though, I'm at least glad that...
This is the Mega Man intro.
I mean, that's just a nice little reference. But I think it's smart of them to go for...
Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan.
I don't think they're paying these people, no. They're just gonna like name them like their initial, like their first initial.
Mark Eaton to pussy. You know, I made that joke on my video, and I realized Rip Hamilton. That's Rip Hamilton from Detroit. I made it because the dude's name is Mark Eaton, Eaton, and I was like, oh, that's Mark Eaton to pussy, and I started laughing in my video, but my camera was covering up Mark Eaton, so I sound unhinged,
You just
like
say
just
it out of
saying
nowhere.
it. Like I'm just like whatever, bro. But yeah, oh yeah, I know hoops, man. That's my sport.
But no, it is smart of them to at least they're publishing games that look like they would come from classic Acclaim and not like a bunch of random.
But is
Oh wait,
that the
unless
case?
is there
You
a
know,
bunch of bullshit?
because they did no, I mean they did say this is the future of Acclaim, but the future looks a lot like the past.
I mean, I'd say right now, since they're a very small publisher right now, they're going to have to start off with these small games, similar to what that other one just did, and now they're making like a 3D game that looks decent but not that good. Who was that other publisher that just came back? Atari. They got that
But
upcoming game.
Atari's got some decent stuff though, I think. Brolin with $1.99. Will we see any Zelda tomorrow? And what if so? We'll talk about that in just a second. We'll actually start out because our direct thing is just going to be predictions. So for you, we will start out with what we think about Zelda stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It was just, I feel like it was a read the room moment, and they didn't do it very well. I see that D'Lo has been traded from the Nets to Dallas. I mean, that does make sense. But however, the game came out in 2019 originally, and D'Lo was on the team then. But yeah, I think Acclaim has a little bit of work to do in the future, and really the marketing is going to be very important here. Before we get into the direct stuff, I do want to talk about two games that I have played. Star Wars Outlaws on Switch 2 and another game. Star Wars Outlaws on Switch 2. Evidently, my video on the game made me a fraud, as I learned on Twitter. I was never beating the fraud allegations because I made the initial video on Star Wars Outlaws saying I didn't like it, and then I said I was wrong about the Switch 2 version, which means that the individual who made these claims did not click and watch 30 seconds of the video, because I'm pretty sure in the first 30 seconds I say the game is very mid, and it's always been mid and always will be mid.
You did, I remember. I'm
talking about the port. I was wrong about the game looking and running at a good visual fidelity. And yes, I messed around a little bit with it today, just having some fun. Well, as much fun as you can really have. And it's a very impressive port. Like I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I guess I could talk about NBA 2K a little bit as well. Mr. Asare says that it looks good on handheld Switch 2 and it plays good unlike Madden. I think it does definitely play better than Madden does. You have a more stable frame rate. I just really wish it was 60. And I can't. It's hard for me to get past that, especially when it comes to shots and stuff like that. Like, I think it's time. And, it was 30 on the Switch 1. I was hopeful that it would be 60 on the Switch 2. But I do want to recommend a game. It's on sale right now on the eShop. You know what? Let me what the fuck is the name of that game? Oh, okay. It's on sale right now on the eShop. I believe I purchased it for $6. It's on sale to the 18th. And this is not paid.
Is it hentai mathematics?
No. This is not paid stuff, although if who made this fucking game? If Tront Pixel or Perpetual Europe would like to throw me a bag for talking about this, I would appreciate it. I'll take whatever. I don't care. So I'm gonna talk about it anyways. The game is called Rogue Flight. Radical Reggie made a video talking about this, and I don't watch much gaming content on YouTube, but I decided it was like a would you buy it, kind of like a fake hidden gems thing. And he has a very eclectic taste. Honestly, most of the stuff he kind of talks about, I'm kind of like, but this game caught my eye because it reminded me a lot of like Afterburner with Star Fox. And this game is fucking awesome. It's very fast. It has a 80s sort of Japanese anime aesthetic to it. With the characters, and there's like a VHS filter that you can do in the game as well. Runs at 60 frames per second. There's like special moves you could do. It's pretty hard. This I died at the first level boss, and then the second level boss I also died there, but I really like it. I think for $6, like if you own a Switch, yeah, it kind of has a Robotech, and it has like a deep story to it too, like a fully voice acted story. What's really cool is every time you move, the little anime face of the character that you're playing as. So if you move to the right, they move to the right. Like their face will look to the right. If they move to the left, this came out in like a couple of months ago, I think. But like it looks
What's
really good.
Let me see if it's cheaper on Steam.
Rogue Flight. I know Joe from GameSack said that it's cheapest right now on the Switch out of all the consoles. I think it's $10 on PlayStation and $18 on Xbox. You can barrel roll in the game. All right, we lost Brett. You actually do barrel rolls to parry incoming bullets. So it's a really cool mechanic. And let me see when this came out. I don't know. This is old, dude. It came out in October of last year. But like, I never heard of this game, and I really like it. I think even for $20, like I don't know if there's a physical or anything like that, but you know, at $20, I think it's a good game. I think it's a really good game. At $6, like if you like Star Fox games or Afterburner, really fast games, or you like Japanese, and you all know me, I don't give a fuck about Japanese anime and stuff like that, but I think the aesthetic of it is neat, you know, little Initial D, Robotech style stuff. Really good game. Really fun game. And I think it's well worth this. Like I bought it for $6 just because I was like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that game, and I have been thoroughly enjoying it. 60 frames on the Switch, looks great in handheld, looks great in docked. Yeah, I'm going to assume it's 60 frames on the Switch. It is on the Switch too. It's a very, I wouldn't say minimalistic, but very stylized art style. This is the first level boss. So what you have to do is, I was focused on these fucking things, but you really got to shoot the guns first and then focus on these things.
It's currently $20 on Steam, but there's a demo that I'm downloading.
It's fun.
If I like it, I'll buy the Switch version if it's still on sale.
On sale to the 18th.
Nice.
So you got a week. Got a week to go. And all right. So let's get into the Nintendo Direct. I think I did miss a super chat. TARDIS76 with a $2 dono. Thank you for the support. I hope we get that was a bad throat clear. Let me do it again. There we go. I hope we get Animal Crossing teaser. It's time.
It is time. What was that? 2020?
First off, jackass, we have to talk about Zelda first, and then we can talk about Animal Crossing. So tomorrow, hour-long Nintendo Direct, the biggest one, the longest one that has not been involving a console. And the first thing we'll talk about, because I'm a man of my word, Legend of Zelda. Are we expecting any Legend of Zelda here? Oh, it's hard. You're not getting a main line.
No, I don't think so.
It's not. You're not getting the next mainline game.
We're gonna see the next Age of Imprisonment like trailer, and like maybe a release date, but that's not really Zelda.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We've known about that. we've known how long. We know that it's going to be spring 2026 at this rate. We know about that. We're not talking
Yeah.
about that. We're talking
You think
about a
you think we
Zelda.
finally get the infamous ports of Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD?
No, you just got Wind Waker on GameCube on NSO for Switch 2.
I know that doesn't matter. They could sell it to you twice. They can sell it to you the game on the subscription. They can sell it to you a la carte.
No, I don't think so. That's not Pokey J. That's not a bad idea. Age of Calamity Switch 2 patch. It's
That would
definitely
be-
needed.
Yeah.
That game runs like doo-doo dog shit. I couldn't even fucking finish it.
Especially the
Luminous
giant parts.
with a $6.90 tip
Nice.
donation. Thank you, Luminous, for the support. That's our biggest tip of the night so far, guys. Kick, you guys, you got to start having some Kick support here. Let's get some subs going. All right, on Kick right now. That's a new thing that he does. He'll be like right now, and he'll just sit there in silence until like somebody does something. It's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I think you have to have something Zelda related there. Tears of the Kingdom is over 2 years old at this time.
But we got Echo since then, and that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I don't know if we'll see anything Zelda. Maybe they'll give it a little break.
But what if it's a break? This is a brand new system, Chief.
I mean,
this is the time to be doing breaks.
There's rumors of a Mario announcement. 3D Mario.
We got to talk about Animal Crossing first before Mario, because I haven't even heard that, to be honest with you. And I know Nate and MVG. And to be clear, if you were watching a Nate video and he says something, listen to what the man says. It's probably I don't even think I have a Zaxby's near me, Elbow. I think he's trying Taco Bell tonight.
Dude, I think if we get something Zelda, it's going to be the rest of the cast of the movie.
I don't care about movies. Do movies on your own time, partner. I know that people are hopeful that an Ocarina or Link to the Past sort of thing.
Doobie's onto something. That sounds like it'd be real.
No,
actually, no, but it's going to be Wonder. It's not going to be Odyssey because Odyssey got that free update already. Wonder hasn't. Wonder very suspiciously did not get a Switch 2 update.
But do you think it could be a free update or a paid one with additional DLC?
It's going to be like a paid one with extra DLC, I think.
I'm going to be real with you. I'm kind of over all that. I'm over all of that. Adding
$20 add-ons.
I'm over it. I'm already over it. I'm already good. Like I get why they're doing it, but as a consumer, I am over it. I don't need any more. I really don't.
I mean, there's not really any more coming up except like
allegedly. There could be though.
What they need to do is what they did with the Zelda games, and if you have NSO, you get the upgrades for free. That would be awesome, like how they did with Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild.
Agree, but they want to sell you that $80 version.
Yeah, that's
$80 for Kirby and the Forgotten Land, whatever it is, plus the DLC, which was fine. It didn't really reinvent the wheel,
I think it's time for an Ocarina of Time remake again. We're further away from the remake than the remake was from the N64 version.
What did you just say?
We are further away from Ocarina of Time 3D than Ocarina of Time 3D was from the original N64 game.
You left out the 3D. Pickle Rick, member for 13 months. Shout out Fox Den. Brett, new R&M. How are you guys feeling? Do you think we're going to get Metroid 2 and 3 shadow dropped, or even just 2, Metroid Prime? Let's talk about Animal Crossing first, and then we'll talk about Metroid, because there are Ava's spitting. But you're not wrong. I like this from Popcorn Power Up. They should have options: upgrade with DLC for $20 or free frame rate and graphics upgrade.
Yeah,
I like that. No, really, Omega? I don't want any follow up on it. I don't want this chat to derail into some shit like that.
Well, wait, were they? Hang on.
Okay, Animal Crossing. We're going to talk about Animal Crossing while Brett does the research here. Animal Crossing. I got a bone to pick with Animal Crossing. Here's my bone. We need to do something different with it.
Yeah.
It needs some fresh life. And I'm not talking about, now we got, we got these little islands, and, you could build this. No, I'm talking about we need to take the core of Animal Crossing and move it, because the core of Animal Crossing is still the exact same as it's always been.
Yeah.
I played the one on the GameCube. I loved it. I loved finding the NES games. You can't do that anymore. You got an NES service. I loved the DS one because it had those cool collectibles and stuff like that. And then, you got the Wii one, and it's kind of like, it's got party chat. I didn't really play that one as much.
The DS one was one of my favorites.
The
You
DS
could design
one
stuff with the...
Yes. It needs something a little bit more. It needs that Breath of the Wild moment, really. If you think about it, that game has been I shouldn't say completely, mostly stagnant since the first one.
I mean, they make little advancements, but yeah, I feel like it does need something really different. The 3DS one had the Happy Home Academy and the Street Pass stuff, which was really awesome. And then the Switch one didn't have either of those, so it kind of felt like a step back in some ways. But they also allowed you to like decorate the outsides of the actual town and stuff. What they need to do is speed up that process, because it's very annoying actually doing that in the game. I mean, I understand it's not supposed to be a game you're doing stuff fast in. You're supposed to take your time and it's supposed to feel like work, basically. But I think they should speed up. But also, one thing that they did that was cool was you could get these tickets and go to random islands, and the islands would be like randomized with like different kind of plants and stuff that you could bring back to your town. They should do that again, but make the items, I mean, not the items, the islands more intriguing and more fun to go to, so that you could show up somewhere and suddenly it's like the island of bells, and like every tree has like tons of bells. And they might have actually did that in the last one, I can't remember, but stuff that's like really unique on each island. Or like maybe there's certain characters on islands that you can invite back to your town, and then they come join you, and then they offer items within that they come to your town, and then that unlocks some type of item that you can get because they're in your town.
I just want them to like embrace their history more in those games. Like that's what the DS one really. I remember I had these fucking Metroid things. Like I had a Metroid room in my house, and it was like a custom designed carpet, and then there was like these Metroids in these fucking like little glass things, and like I just had them all lined up against the wall, and you'd walk up to it and you'd press A or whatever, and it'd go da, 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 and I was like, oh yeah, that's so cool.
What sucks is they got rid of a lot of that stuff in the base game for the last one, and then they ended up like adding them via like special events, and like it wasn't actually in the game until it was an update available.
It's just I just like I never even played the Switch one because I just felt like, it looks cool, but
I played it a lot.
It's just very safe. It's just extremely safe. It's like, hey, here's another Animal Crossing. And I think the problem is that the last one sold so well. Why wouldn't you just play it safe again? Hey, reinvent the wheel. You can go fuck yourself. Look at what we sold.
Maybe they just port it to Switch 2 and just add DLC.
Yeah, like, from a business standpoint, I completely understand it. I'm just talking from a personal standpoint. I would love if they just there are, I think Animal Crossing and Smash Brothers are the two franchises where it's like, what the fuck is next? Like what can you do next? Like, do you just play it safe, or do you actually thank you, Chris, or do you do something a little different? No, I never played New Horizons. I just had no interest in it. Like, I saw people play it, I followed the coverage of it and stuff, and I was just like, I don't know, if I want to play Animal Crossing, I'll bust out, what is it called, Wild Worlds on the DS or something like that.
Oh, it's a great one. She has been fired, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Crazy time.
Life comes at you fast, man.
Yeah.
You gotta
she had an update. If standing up against
fascism,
is what cost me my dream job I held for 10 years, I would do it again 100 times stronger. 10 years.
Good luck with your future endeavors.
Fascism. There we go.
Hope the best for you, but we'll leave it at this. Freedom of speech is a beautiful thing, because I could get on here and say whatever the fuck I want right now. However, if I am doing it as a representative of a company, an entity, a sponsor, or something like that, if they don't like what you got to say because they feel like it's a divisive thing, that's what happens. I don't know who raised these people to just,
dude, it's really social easy to not
fuck it, we're gonna go off. It's social media. It's made people so fucking comfortable to say whatever the fuck they want, because people have cultivated this echo chamber of people, like-minded individuals, to where it's just, I need that high from the likes. I need that notoriety from these complete strangers. And it's like, get the fuck off the internet. Look at how little I really post on things like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's because it's a cesspool. It's a shit show. I don't want to use those things and when I use them, it's usually just something like, okay, when the Knicks start playing, you goddamn right, I'll be on there all the fucking time. But it's like, some things you can just keep to yourself. That's it.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I've been working for corporations now for like 10 years that are in the same, like, they're in the gaming field. And I got to say, it's really easy to not speak out every single opinion you have on social media. I have plenty of opinions, but the world doesn't need to know them 24/7. It's really easy to shut the fuck up and just live your life.
It's your personal belief system. And, if you see something and you don't like it, you can speak up about it. Or you could just say to yourself, hey, you know what? I don't like this. So I'm not going to pay attention to it. I'm not going to let this occupy my mind frame and, how I view things. Because, spoiler alert, when she goes for another job in the industry, they're going to see that and they're going to ask questions,
Yep.
It's just,
it comes out to me like when like, because like I'm saying, like, everyone has to give their opinion, their side on everything. It's just like,
yeah. I mean,
why?
And it's because people, like, they look for stuff like, why didn't you say something about this? Motherfucker, go fuck yourself. That's why I didn't say nothing about this. It's none of your fucking business what I decide I want to comment on and what I decide I don't want to comment on. There are a lot of things that people work themselves up about that I do not give a fuck about. I don't. And people could say it's because I view it because of a privilege or something. No, motherfucker. It's because I pay my own bills. I dictate what happens in my life, and I like to control the things that I can control. If things are outside of my control, there's, what can I do about it? And it's just, it's a weird, people are too connected is what it is. Like, when I grew up, I did not know anyone's, you knew someone's religion by who you saw at your church. We're like, okay, so-and-so goes to church here. voting, nobody knew who the fuck you voted for. Nobody knew who the fuck you slept with, and it was fine. Nobody cared. Do your own thing. Live your life. You do it for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's just like, bro, now everything has to be, put online, and people don't understand that, like, people track that kind of stuff,
Yeah. And in this day and age, to take that risk, to really feel like, man, the world needs to know what I think. You're willing to risk your job of 10 years to just speak out on something that no one cares about your opinion. I promise you.
No,
like
if you're happy, or you're which is a weird thing to say, but if you're not let's just frame it like this: if you're not upset that a certain individual dies or something like that, whatever, that's fine. There's 270 people watching right now. I guarantee you, out of all these 270 people, I'm probably the only person here who was crying during the Hulk Hogan memorial. I understand that people do not care about that as much as I do. I get that. I understand that. People saying shit, this, that, or whatever. Okay, whatever. You can keep some of that stuff to yourself, because there are people that do get, feel affected by stuff like this. And it's just so much posturing. It's just so ridiculous, and making, whatever. Anyways,
the direct
Metroid. So Metroid 2 and 3. Oh, Pee-wee. Pee-wee was a rough one. Pee-wee was a rough one for me. Pee-wee, Sabu was hard. Hogan was very hard. And I think that was kind of, it's more so like the people yeah, well, no, Kobe, that makes sense. I mean, Kobe, legend. Bray Wyatt,
Chester Bennington probably was a big one for a lot of people.
Not me. Not me. I wasn't
pretty shocked.
Chris Cornell, yes.
Mm.
I was that perfect. That's how we'll end this. It's one thing to not care. It's another thing to celebrate it. Motherfuckers got families and shit like that. Like, you can,
Yeah.
Anyway,
I didn't realize that we went over.
Huh?
Did we? Yeah. No, we're not. No, we're good. Never mind.
No, we're fine. Metroid 2 and 3. Oh, Danny Tanner. What the fuck was Danny Tanner's real name?
It's escaping me right now.
Why can't I think of his name?
I'm surprised I can't think of it either.
Like, it's right on the tip of my head.
Bob Saget. How do we not think of that?
Bob Saget. Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
No, Metroid 2 and 3, I'm not holding my breath on. I don't know, because we have to, when talking about, oh yeah, Dimebag was tough too. When talking about Metroid 2 and Lord Infamous from 3-6 Mafia. Fuck. And now you got Koopsta's gone. Fucking Gangsta Boo is gone. Like, 3-6 Mafia was a huge part of my teenage years. I would literally wait when a new 3-6 Mafia or 3-6 Mafia affiliate album would come out. Me and fucking No Slide Donnie would be outside of the Sam Goody waiting for them to open so that we could go buy the new album. I remember when The Unbreakables came out, 3-6 Mafia, Sam Goody opened up at either 8 or 9. And I was like, I'm going to get there like 10 minutes early so I could be the first one to get it. And fucking No Slide Donnie was already fucking out there. Oh, DMX was tough too. No Slide Donnie was already fucking out there in his fucking Cadillac. And I was like, what the fuck are you? How long have you been out here? He's like, man, I've been here for like 30 minutes just smoking up, getting ready for the album. I was like, fuck. I thought I was going to be first. I was like, well, you go in first. Metroid 2 and 3 is tough because Nate evidently said that that game may be getting delayed to 2026.
Oh god.
And if that gets delayed until 2026, I will go ahead and say this holiday is not that interesting to me. For the Swiss
Pokemon
stew. No, I could care
and
less.
what else?
Kirby Air Riders.
Ah,
I could care less about those two.
yeah, it's pretty boring. Even though I'm excited for Kirby, but is it $80 or $70?
What?
Kirby
Air Riders is 70.
Yeah, okay, that's still too much, in my opinion.
Yeah, I did like Arceus. Arceus was cool, but like it seems like they took everything from Legends Arceus and they were just like, hey, fuck that game.
City.
Let's be in a city. That's kind of small and make everything all bright and cheerful and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the cool part of Arceus was like going out into the wild, like being in the forests and seeing the landscapes. Like, how is it going to be the same if majority of the game takes place in a city? That's just not very cool to me.
Yeah, like I feel like the cool thing about Legends Arceus was the different environments that you had within the game itself. And if everything is just one homogenized environment, is it really gonna be all that like interesting?
It doesn't look like it. Like,
but it doesn't matter because Pokemon has that Animal Crossing scrotum to it where it's like, do whatever you want,
dude. It's insane that the graphics, they look worse than Arceus. If you look at the buildings, they're like the windows are just PNGs pasted, plastered over and over again. There's no reflections. There's no textures that look modern. It just really bothers me. That's the main reason why I didn't play Scarlet and Violet, even though apparently it's a great game. I just don't want to spend money on something that looks ridiculously low budget, even though it's the biggest gaming IP on the planet.
I want to bring up a picture of something because a lot of people.
Beat 'em Up's made a super good video about Scarlet and Violet's graphics that everybody should watch. Not Scarlet and Violet, the new one, Legends
ZA.
Yeah, ZA.
All right, hold on. Open image. This picture's a little. Zoom in, you stupid fuck. This is what I see when I look at ZA. Right here. This is what I see.
Yeah, look at those windows. It's exactly what I'm talking about.
This is what I see.
It looks
Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast.
Honestly, it probably looks a little like those trees look better than Pokemon, and they're just PNGs.
Like, I can't get excited for it, man. I would have liked Arceus 2. Take what you learned in Arceus and then expand upon it. Bigger environments, bigger stuff. This is
more Pokemon to ride on, have them have like different abilities and stuff. Like,
yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 is awesome. Although this is I don't remember when in life this happened, but I have a vivid memory of being at a convention and the fucking song from level 1 came on, and all these fucking dudes and chicks around me started dancing to they were dead ass with it. Yes, fucking finally, it's the Crush 40. People go crazy for Crush 40 when they do fucking events and concerts, and even if it's just the lead singer, it is crazy.
Yeah, be right back.
Okay. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I just can't really get behind it. Fairbanks, member for 14 months. With the next Mario movie is going to be called Super Mario World. Imagine if they do a remake of Super Mario World to tie into it. Bring it from 2D to 3D. I think that would be really cool. But I think bringing that game from 2D to 3D, Yo, RGT, I watch Spawn Wave every morning, and it's beyond me how someone with busted vision with refurbished eyes complains so much about visual fidelity in video games. Any opinions on that? I think John is really blind as a bat, and like he just looks for what other people say. I will give that man credit though, because I see people talking about the new Pokemon mechanic that got patented something like that, like the releasing a monster and having a battle or something like that.
Yeah.
And someone was saying like how it's going to affect Final Fantasy and all this sort of stuff. And John actually he was like, okay, well, what's your, based on what? What are you basing this on? What's your flow chart? I was like, look at you getting a little bit spicy on the timeline. I'm good for you. Or, I'm glad for you. And he was like, I'm really the most controversial out of all of us. And I'm like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. A Super Mario World remake would be cool, but I think you wouldn't be able to do all of the levels. I don't think, because that would be a huge undertaking. Like, think of how many levels are in that game, and making them all 3D. But I think there is the air of mystery to briefly talk about it. Yes, there probably will be a fucking Fire Emblem game because it seems like there's always a Fire Emblem game. I am hoping that most of the first party stuff we see is not for the Switch 1. I don't care about that system anymore. Thank you for all you have done. It's time to put you on the shelf. Go away. I like the new system. It's prettier. It's funner. It's better to me.
72 individual levels, but there are a total of 96 distinct exits to find to complete a full playthrough of whatever.
I don't want to play a Switch. I will play a Switch 1 game on the Switch 2 if I have to. I don't want it designed for the Switch 1. And then I just play it on the Switch. Take advantage of this hardware. I have seen some crazy things on this hardware already. I've seen 60 frames per second in WWE 2K25. Yet you can't give it to me in any other fucking sports games. Stop with the bullshit.
At the very least, if you're forced to make a Switch 1 game, at least keep the frame rate unlocked so that on Switch 2 it runs better.
Yes.
Come on.
Do you see that they're doing a 60 frame per second patch for Ninja Gaiden Ragebound on the Switch 1 now?
Oh, that's good. But
where the fuck was this on day one?
And where is this on all these? If that's allowed, so you're allowed to do a 60 FPS. So it still runs at 30 on Switch 1, but then 60 on Switch 2?
No. It's for the Switch 1.
That's what I'm saying. So the Switch 1 version is just going to have 60 now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought maybe devs were allowed to patch Switch 1 games with Switch 2 updates specifically.
No, there's a lot of weird stuff with that. That was something we learned about, and people were like, Ubisoft is lying about the game key card. I'm like, why? Why would you think that? Why? What? You have never made a video game. I can understand being a little bit skeptical, but I think the reasoning that they gave made a lot more sense, because when you have, you could look at Mario Kart World as a game that, if it's downloaded onto the system, boots up faster than if you have the cartridge. Right there is your proof. Right there is the proof that there is something with the cartridge speed that can negate things. But no, it's all a conspiracy. And I'm not an Ubisoft fan or anything like that. But like, come on, bro. There's a precedent set, a first party precedent. And it's not as dramatic as that is, but there's the precedent. I honestly, I think a lot of my direct stuff, though, when it comes to Nintendo, I think there is that aura of mystery, and I think that's exciting. But honestly, I'm really curious to see what third-party games show up.
Yeah, me too. And I'm wondering if it'll give us any indication of who's all gotten dev kits now, because we still don't know. Because it seems like nobody does.
It does seem like there are some more dev kits. I know there was a story. I talked about it on today's video. There was a story that free-to-play developers. Oh my God.
Did he say that?
Oh, the boner I will have with that.
You think RE2 Remake at its exact visual fidelity could do 120 on Switch 2?
Didn't it got an upgrade on PS5 and Xbox Series, didn't it?
I don't know if it was 120.
RE2 PS5. Yeah, Max's video popped up for the original. We're talking about the remakes here, pal. Higher frame rate, 3D audio.
It looks like the HFR mode targets up to 120 FPS on
Interesting.
PS5.
Interesting.
Like 120 on Switch 2, I'd be tempted to buy it.
I would buy it in a second because you know why? I think Resident Evil 2 is a fantastic looking fucking game. And it still holds up very well. Like, we don't need to get crazy with these fucking graphics and stuff like that. I've seen people say, Bill Moss says Assassin's Creed ports. I think yes. I think this is an hour long, and I'm not basing this on anything. However, I think a lot of floodgates are going to be open. As I was saying before I lost my train of thought. Yeah, you don't need better graphics than RE2. You honestly don't need better graphics.
We rarely get better graphics than RE2 still.
Than RE Engine. You don't. You really fucking don't. Like, it's crazy to me. A free-to-play developer said that Nintendo was not giving out Switch 2 dev kits to free-to-play developers. However, it was just announced that Warframe is getting a Switch 2 version, which means that they're
going to be hitting you up for a sponsorship.
Well, maybe they did initially for the Switch 1 version, but that's a free to play game. So obviously things are changing behind the scenes. I really think that Insider Gaming thing where they reported that it was like a 3-phase layout was actually a lot truer than people wanted to give it credit for. And I think we're still at, oh yeah, you had Fortnite and Apex, but Fortnite is Fortnite, Apex is EA. So I still think we're in phase 2, but I think we're going to start to see implementation of phase 3, because not to be that guy, who the fuck was watching that first Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2 and was like, you know what? I really want that Knutse game.
Knutsugami.
Yeah, I want Knutsugami on my Switch 2. Fuck Resident Evil. Like, nobody said that.
That was so random, dude.
We all wanted Resident fucking Evil. Because that's the thing. Like, no disrespect to that game. Yes, that Metro, that was definitely the best game from
the Acclaim show.
Yeah, the Acclaim show. That looked very cool. But that was the only game that did not have a console logo on it. It just said PC. So I hope that's a mistake. I want to see Microsoft stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see what Indiana Jones is going to look like. And I want to see more games. I want to see a wider variety of third-party publishers. I want to see some Western developers too, and he could say, this, that, and the other. Western games stink. They're all woke. There's good Western games. There are games that I would like to see on the system, and it's not even necessarily because I'm like, oh, I really want to play this game. I want to see how some of these games look and run, because right now we are in spoiler alert, J. Arthur. Click R3 is recording tonight, so good luck. You're gonna hear them. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about on there? Ghost of Yote, the Ghost of Yote gold system. Looks like it's gold jizz all over it. Thanks for coming out. Prizes are at the front door. Third-party games right now on the Switch 2 is like Russian roulette. You don't know if they're going to be good ports or not. You truly do not. Because Outlaws, I had it pegged as one of those crappy ass ports, and then I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck is this? Ray tracing and handheld? What the fuck are you doing? How did you figure this out?
Cloudy_Mac, Baldur's Gate 3 on Switch 2 with mouse and with even just mouse support in general, but he says mouse and keyboard. That would be awesome.
Like, where is more games that have mouse support? For
real.
Like, I think, and it's true. If a game
Animal Crossing is going to be good with that. I just realized that.
if a game is on the Series S, there's no reason that it can't be on the Switch too. And in some cases, depending on the engine, depending on the port process, it can be better than the Series S version. Like,
that's why it's plausible we see games like GTA 6 on Switch 2. As crazy as that sounds. It's going to be on Series S.
Red Dead 2, I think, will be at this event. Nate's been talking about it for a while. I think it will be at this event. And that, in and of itself, is a fucking crazy graphical showcase. You know, have to look at the frame rate of the game, of course. But yeah, like, I need more consistency out of third-party developers, and the only way we're going to get that is to have more third-party games like get announced and revealed and stuff like that, because then you can actually see some stuff. Because even with the level of third-party games that we've gotten, let's talk about some of the bigger ones that are multi-platform games, and you'll notice there is a common thing between all of these games. WWE 2K25, NBA 2K26, Star Wars Outlaws. What do all three of those games have in common on the Switch 2, Brett?
Say them all again.
WWE 2K25, NBA 2K26, Star Wars Outlaws.
What do they all have in common on the Switch 2?
You never saw them before they released.
Oh, that is weird. Why did they keep doing that?
And that leads to these problems. Because nobody in their goddamn right mind sat there and said to themselves, Star Wars Outlaws is going to be one of the more impressive third-party ports on the system. No, nobody would say that. Nobody would say that. Because it didn't make sense.
And the little snippets they showed us did not run well.
It looked like an asshole. It looked terrible. But yet, you didn't see anything. WWE 2K25, if you showed footage of that before it came out, it would have actually sold. NBA 2K26, maybe not as much, because you said it had the parity of the current gen versions, the PS5 and the Xbox, but then he did it at 30 frames per second. It's like, is this deliberate? Is this by happenstance? Why is this happening? Why are we doing this?
Like, especially when you know you got a good port on your hands, you'd think they would have showed more with wrestling and with Star Wars. Also,
yes.
Somebody said, could Red Dead run on Switch 2? Yes, it's a PS4 game. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. You know, it's yes.
Any PS4 game can run on Switch 2 and look better than a PS4 game did
potentially
at that time.
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember, that motherfucker was running on the Xbox One VCR.
Exactly.
Like, anything that was running on the goddamn VCR, it should be much better on the Switch 2.
Especially with DLSS.
That's another thing. Companies don't seem to be using that shit enough.
Doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. And it's a very bizarre thing, and I don't know whose decision it is, because whoever decided this, I like the 1S. Whoever decided this needs to reconsider what they are doing here. All right, folks. We are past the 1 hour mark, so we're going to move this to the after show. All channel members have access to the after show. The post is on the post section of this page, so come hang out with us over there, ask whatever questions you got. Want to give a huge thank you to everyone for the support. Scott Woodford, Brandon Christian, Jazzman, Sean G, Danielle, Brolin, Tardis, Luminous, Pickle Rick, and Fairbanks. Come on over, check out the after show. Necro Banana with a $5 at the last minute. One game I hope makes an appearance is Dragon Quest 7, but my hopes are low. I think there's going to be quite a few Squeenix games during the show. I hope that they chill with the HD 2D games.
Or do more action ones like that new one.
I'm good on a lot of the HD 2D games for now. Needs a little bit of a breather. All right, folks, come hang out with us on the after show. Thank you guys for hanging out. Great viewership as well this stream. And tomorrow I will have a video up on the direct, of course, because I'll be waking up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Check out the videos on this channel. I've done 2 videos on this channel this week. Check out today's video over on the main channel as well. Lots of content, lots of fun stuff. and we'll see you next week.
See you.